I had hair back then. Shoot. I'll give you some of mine, bro. I still have so much. I don't know what to do with it.
Don't brag. It's not.
I'll tell you what. You can have some of mine. It's growing quite well. If I have to shave it off in a couple of days, you're welcome to it.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Thank you.
I mean, you're not really welcome to it. I'd like to keep it, but
Well,
right.
Everyone's good.
Everyone is
doing
good.
well?
You've literally just joined as we hit 4,000 on the charity, Johnny. So you've literally just joined on a good day.
That's great, man. I'm glad to be a part of it.
I'm glad
It's
you.
awesome.
thank
I started
you.
at yeah, of course. I started at like 5 in the morning. So if I look beat up, it's because I sleep. So sorry. I should have shut
No,
the video off.
No, don't worry. I look dead. And we've been going live
Oh,
for
you
like what,
don't.
12 hours?
Yeah. We've been up insanely early today, and it's been a matter of course for the whole week. But yeah,
It's good. Good thing. It's a good thing. So what would you guys think of that symphony? Wasn't that cool?
Oh my word!
I think I can speak for most Sonic fans when I turn around and say, most of us were either in tears or just so goddamn happy. Like,
yeah.
I think I put it best.
Cool.
I think I put it best to Sven Dreadnoughts, who you've also met previously. I'm sure Adam might agree. Like, as someone who's probably organised something, it was nice to sit back and enjoy something as a fan and not have to worry about the organisational front of something. And I think that is why a lot more people got to enjoy it, especially from like, I don't really want to speak for Adam too much, but like organising SOS, organising SAME, we do this, and instead of having to worry about the organisational stuff, we get to enjoy something as a fan. And I'm sure a lot of Sonic fans themselves will turn around and go, it's cool. Because, like, the music is, like, regardless of what anybody thinks about a Sonic game in general, everybody always agrees that the music is the best part.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah.
That's cool and appreciated. I was emotional, man. So I was watching all the comments come down, and you couldn't keep up with them. It was so fast. I would pick them out, and I was emotional because I was like, wow, this is really epic. And then to see, not only the subscriber base to that channel, but to actually see 400, 500, 600,000 views, like as it's happening, you're like, this is insanity. This is real. This is real. So it was mind blowing. And so yeah, now we're talking about trying to take that entire sort of time capsule and to major cities in a theater atmosphere with the same orchestration but live Crush 40 and then just all the digital inner workings to sort of show the history. I think it would be freaking amazing. Imagine sitting in the audience and watching all of that, plus the music. So full concert and orchestration, and oh my God!
I mean, Johnny, how do you feel in yourself? I mean, Crush 40, I would say, is now a sort of a definitive part of what Sonic sounds like. How do you feel about that? Sonic's 30 years old, so you've been part of that for what 75% of that time. How does that how does that make you feel, and what involvement do you think you want to see in the future with sort of Sonic's musical legacy as time goes on?
It's indescribable, bro. It is. See, I never really. It wasn't. Honestly speaking, 100% honestly, and everyone that knows me knows that that's the way. I didn't really connect how. How do I put this? I didn't really connect how important Crush 40 was to the games and to the community until just a few years ago when I was at an event. As crazy as that sounds, since 1998, I really truly understand. And I ran into a bunch of YouTuber guys that clued me in, and then from there, because I would do my work for with June, and we would, okay, Johnny, you got another game. Here's the storyline. Here's the scene. Here's here's the storyboard. This is the feel, and okay, come up, get to work. And I would just get to work. So I was never really privy to, being completely engaged in the community and into the games themselves. As you guys know, I'm a complete game idiot. Like, I can't, you guys can quiz me on characters, and I'm like, I don't know. So, it wasn't until recently that I really made the connection, and I can't believe it, man. I mean, I'm so grateful that I'm part of it, and it's like a tattoo. Unless you grind it off my skin, Crush 40 is part of the history, and that is a feeling that I cannot describe, and certainly a feeling that that can't be taken from you. It's there. That's what's most amazing. And I even tell my family and my wife, I'm like, this is forever. This isn't just like, okay, you make a record and then, oh, hey, that was a great record, and it's sort of, you start working on the next record. This is like a Grateful Dead of gaming. This is a community, family that I just can't describe how incredible and forever it is. So anyway, I could go on and on about it, but it blows me away. And really, when I watched the clicker, when I watched the ticker of the number of views, I just sat here shaking my head, going, "Oh, can't be true. That's not happening." And it certainly it was, man. Yeah. So indescribable, bro. I mean, difficult to use the correct words. There aren't enough come up with in my
It's interesting that you were saying you didn't get how important Crush 40 was to the games themselves. And I guess this is something endemic to video games, where I think the kind of the music side of it wasn't really taken very seriously, or in general the industry didn't take it that seriously. It was kind of like, the video game music is just, it's Pong, or it's it's bleeps and bloops, and that's it. And it's kind of interesting to see how over time it has become something serious. I mean, video games get a full, as we've just seen, they get a full orchestra scoring the soundtrack to them. They get a physical release. I mean, I know there's it's Tommy Tallarico took video games live, touring around. He has a whole load of songs from video games. So it's interesting to see that it's something that is taken seriously now, rather than it just being a, again, I'm sure Andy and Peter will agree. Sometime before the internet existed, we'll remember sticking a song or two on, an iPod, a Sonic song. Because I remember hearing "Open Your Heart" the first time and being like, "Holy cow!
Oh yeah!
What is going on?" It's like, I mean, I was a Sonic fan before that, and it was just like, I've got to find out who's working on these soundtracks. And then I looked.
Well, I gotta tell you, Adam, I got to tell you something. I'm sorry to interject. No. Even June Sonoy, even June did not realize what was about to happen. It was me who went to June and said, wait a minute, man. I said, look, movies have soundtrack albums, because I came from that world. Movies have soundtrack albums. Games should have soundtrack albums. Games should have fans tied to the game, so that a fan could love the game for the game, or a fan could love the game for the music, but they have to work in synergy. And June said, it's a very good idea. And I said, okay. Always have to make fun of him. And so I said, come on, let's form a band, and so that people can relate to and connect to and be a part of that band feel. And that's what happened. But even June, bro, did not make the connection. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying that no one really understood what was going to happen. It was just like, okay, let's write some songs. But then the reactions, such as yours, really prompted heads going, wait a minute, there's something here. There's something that brings more value to the fans. And yeah, and here we are. You know, it's crazy, man.
I think
years later.
I think there's a large part of it as well where people obviously video games are there as a form of escapism, but people latch onto the soundtracks obviously, and then there's a song that could get somebody out of a dark place. They'll listen to it. Like I know, like it's from personally, it's not one you guys have covered because it's from the EU and the Japanese soundtrack of Sonic CD, but it's Cosmic Eternity's Believe in Yourself, and that's something that got me out of a dark place when I was a kid. But I'm sure that, you know, people have listened to Open Your Heart, Live and Learn, you know, any one of like, I remember going to college and just singing Sonic Heroes while listening to my mini Discman, you know, just belting that out while I'm just walking down the road. I'm sure everybody's got a song. The thing about how long the Sonic series and its music, especially the stuff that you guys have done, it transcends generations now. So there's a generation of people that have listened to the adventure stuff, got into the Crush 40 stuff, and there are people that are introducing their kids to it now, whose first experience might have been that concert the other day.
True. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. And, you know, it's a great, what's the word? Organization, community, when it can be generational and it works. And it's just as exciting for someone just coming into it as it is for all of us, as the memory drives so many things. And I hear literally on a weekly basis, maybe almost daily, how this music has taken people out of dark places. And that has always been, from day one, I will tell you guys from the depths of my heart and soul, it's never been about the money. For me, why I am in this business, and why you know, how it makes everyone feel, that is and the effect. That's why I do this. 1,000,000%. That's why I do it. And I'll never forget. I'll tell you a quick story, but none of my stories are quick. Back in around 1990, this was pre my involvement. You know, I had a very, very big record deal. It was one of the largest record deals for new artists in a long time. And I will tell you the figures. You're all family. This was a record deal, about $8.5 million deal back then. Okay, so today's money was even, you know, was quite substantial. And all the grunge music and stuff attacked our airwaves and really hurting on the type of music that I created, you know, melodic rock stuff. And that record deal went away. That was the fear I had was never, oh my God, the money and I had to pay my bills and this and that. It was never that fear. It was the fear that I would not have the opportunity to affect someone. And yeah, I'm telling you, sure as I sit here, there's no better feeling when you can change someone's life through music, even for 3 minutes. You know, a 3-minute song. If you can change the way someone feels, and their outlook on life, and bring them to a good place, that's why I do it. And I can't tell you how many times that's happened. And I say to myself, okay, Johnny, keep going. You're doing good. Because let me tell you something. I'm getting up there. I'm not in my 20s anymore. And it, you know, gets a little harder and harder. But I'm reminded, you know, daily, weekly, how important this music is for fans, for people, young and old. So I keep going.
So Johnny, on that note, Fernando, like I said, we'll get some of the questions that have come in through the Sonic Stadium. So Fernando asks, sort of, what bands growing up were you listening to that were giving you these kind of so you've given these inspirations to us. Who was giving you these kind of inspirations and this motivation to get into the industry?
That's a good question. So as a songwriter, I'm very much an oxymoron rock guy. Like I never had a big music collection of different albums, and I was a weird kid. I thought, you know, I want to be persuaded by a particular sound from a certain band. So I never had a record collection. But to answer the question, I grew up, kind of like an '80s kid, rock and roll, AOR, melodic. So and old school kind of metal stuff too. So I was a big Scorpions fan, Van Halen fan, Ronnie James Dio, Black Sabbath, Rainbow. When I sing and I get that natural growl, that just, whoa! Sorry, I had to do that. It just kind of, okay. It just kind of happens. And, and I just started, so those are my guys, Ronnie James Dio. I got to tour with Ronnie James Dio. He was like a hero to me. So yeah, melodic AOR, what we called AOR radio, melodic stuff. Van Halen, got to tour with Van Halen. All my childhood star, guys that I looked up to, most of them I got to tour with. Oyster Cult, everyone. Black Sabbath.
So I mean, these are really. I mean, Ozzy. These guys or these bands are really known for their frontmen. Really, that's the kind of the epicenter of these bands. So that's obviously what drove you more towards that side of performing. But Sinclair asks. He says, "What was your first memory of ever performing to an audience? And similarly, what was your first memory of ever feeling sort of nervous performing to a large crowd?"
Wow. So, okay, that's a very, very good question. I'm going to really have to jog my memory. Coming up in, what we call a baby band, when you're learning, I definitely played a lot of high schools. I played the high school dances and things like that, which we were not a fit. We were this rock band, and kids wanted a slow dance, and to Stairway to Heaven for 10 minutes. So, so we definitely started out on the school circuit, and then we sort of grew into nightclubs when you're playing to 200 people and 150 of them are drunk. That wasn't a good experience for a young kid. And so I was just to give everyone some clarity on my career. I was 11 years old playing nightclubs. I was a professional musician at 11, and and that's all I've ever done. So like I never worked a job. Like I don't know really. I think I would be fired in maybe 2 days. Maybe I'd last 3. I don't know. I've never worked for anyone. It's only been music, which I'm so grateful for. And it's like the most amazing blessing. And then you go from those, growing up through music, and then you finally get to the big stage. And to answer the question, my first show as an international artist with a signed record deal was at the Palace of Auburn Hills in Detroit with Van Halen, and it was 55,000 people. So I went from nightclubs of a couple hundred here and there to 55,000. And was I afraid? Hell no. I couldn't wait to affect all of them. And that's the most amazing thing when you hear that sound, that the sound of that crowd. You want to make sure that every one of them are enjoying the show, and you literally do everything in your power to make that entire arena scream. It's the most awesome feeling ever. But yeah, Palace Auburn Hills, Van Halen. That was my very first international show. What a show!
Was that with David Lee Roth, or was that Sammy Hagar?
That was with Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar, yeah. What a guy!
And it's pretty wild, man, because I remember walking into that show. You look into an empty arena when you're getting there for sound check, and the seats, you just look around like, oh my God. And I asked Alex Van Halen, the drummer, I said, Alex, does this look big to you? And he looks around, he goes, no. it's amazing, man, how life is all relative. To him, that was just another show, just like, no, another big arena. To me, it was like, holy shit, this is insane. And then from there, then I was fortunate to play 100,000 seaters, like stadiums. A dream of mine, I've always wanted to play Wembley stadium, not arena. I did a Wembley arena, but stadium, that's a milestone that I don't know that I'll hit that one, but I'll try. Yeah, that was my my first shows, and then now I've run the whole gamut, so it's all good.
Well, we'll obviously need to book that for the symphony tour.
Absolutely.
I think anyway. So moving forward a few years, I guess this is another one. How did Crush 40 come to be? Again, how does a Italian American artist get involved with a Japanese video game sound composer?
I have no idea. No, no clue how that happened. But no, so June was a big fan of my group Hardline. So Hardline started first album Double Eclipse 1992. Gosh, I'm really dating myself here. So 92, that album came out. June was a big fan of that album and my voice. He contacted, so he had the idea to use my voice on a game. And then he found me through another, rock star friend of mine, Doug Aldridge, who he played for Whitesnake for a while, and he's with the Dead Daisies now. And anyway, phenomenal guitar player. And Doug contacted me and said, "Can I give this guy from Japan your telephone information?" I said, "Sure, man. Yeah, no problem." I had no idea what Sega was. I had no idea who June was. He made contact, and again, I scratched my head. I thought the whole thing was odd, and that's when we were Thrill of the Feel at that time. We were not Crush 40 at that time, and we were going to do the songs for the arcade game, for the racing game, the NASCAR game. And so at that point, it was a gig. It was something new. And I'll tell you guys, I won't give you guys the money amount because that doesn't matter. But I remember I was in my office, and I had a guy that I work with. He actually worked for me, sitting in my desk chair, and I got off the phone with June, and June asked me, "Well, how much money do you want to sing these songs?" And I had no idea. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea what it was all about. That's how green I was. I'll never forget the guy across from me. He shouted out a number, and I'm like, "Okay," I used that number. And June said, "Okay." And we laughed like hell, but it was a large number. I will just tell you that. It was a very large number. I just shouted out. I had no reference to anything. It was not like making a record. It was like we're doing something for a game, and I didn't get it. So then we met in Los Angeles, and I did the first recording ever we did in LA at a studio, and just sat there in the studio and sang through everything. And I left just completely clueless, you guys. Like, I had no idea what the hell was going on. I had no idea where it was going. I just said, "Okay, well, Japanese guy wanted me to sing on this project. And I did it. I hope he likes it." And that was it. Then I get another call. Okay, now, yeah. And then I scratched the head again and went, "Okay, wait a minute." And then I start researching and understanding, okay, Sega games, I get it. I mean, I came from Pong World and Frogger. I mean, that was me. That was the extent of my gaming. That was it. And so, yeah, and then the rest is a great history, really. And then it was just game after game. And still, I still question as an artist. I will tell you this. You guys will probably think I'm completely insane. But I still, as an artist, question why you like some of these songs. Let me take one of the biggest ones, Live and Learn. I still, to this day, ask June if it's good. I'm like, "June, is it good?" He goes, "Are you kidding me? Are you sure? Like, does it really?" We call it in the business. Does it pay off? Like, does the chorus really pay off? Like, did I do enough? Did it? Anyway,
I think it's a big question for like those people that really delve into what the lyrics of a song mean, and then you've got the casual ongoer who just like, this just sounds cool and I just want to belt it out at the top of my lungs, you know? And I think that's what most Sonic fans are. Like, they'll just belt it out at the top of their lungs. They're not gonna dissect every line that's in there.
Yeah, true, and that is true. Yeah.
You know, it's one of these things where I will admit I'm an absolute chorus fiend. If it's got a good chorus, that's it for me. It's a great song. I think I know about 3 lines from sort of Sonic verses. I'm notorious for not remembering any of the lyrics to any of the songs, but it's one of these things where I think it's just so unique in some sense. Again, I don't know whether that's the fact that it borrows from 2 universes. You know, your background, Johnny, and June's, and it just created something. I mean, I'm one of these people who I will look for something that's different and it's unique, and those games provided that. And I think being also one of the first examples of, here's a game with an actual sort of recorded soundtrack rather than again being sort of.
I think you might just need to pause for a second. I think Johnny's just disconnected.
Yeah, he's gone. Oh, I'm big.
He's gone.
He's back. You're big. Yeah, you've taken over the entire screen. There you go.
What happened? What happened?
I think the cam might have been a little bit too much, and it's just stressing your internet out a little bit. So
yeah, could be. Let me shut some of this stuff down too.
I thought you were just getting sick of listening to me talk, to be honest.
No, I couldn't hear you. I got nervous. All right, wait a minute. What's happening here? Okay.
That's right. We had half of Andy's head on the screen. So you guys keep doing what you're doing. Adam, you're in the middle of a question. Don't worry about me.
Can you guys hear me okay though?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yep, we can hear.
Okay.
I just wanted to. Right? Yeah, we could hear you just fine and stuff. The one I wanted to mention when you said like the one song that you feel like, was it good enough? I don't know. Live and Learn. I just want to say, without a doubt, it is one of the best songs that you've ever, like, one of the greatest songs you've ever produced with June. Because I remember just being as a kid when I was able to, like, first MP3 player, being able to download like, say, the Sonic soundtrack, and the first song I heard, like, when downloading, like, the songs was Live and Learn. And, like, as you say, like, songs that have helped fans through dark times. That was one of those songs with the lyrics, and just whenever I felt like I was having a crummy day at school with things getting me down, turn on the MP3 player, listen to Live and Learn, and I would listen to it on loop sometimes, because it was just such a good song, just so empowering, just so much energy with how much you produced to it. So that song, honestly, if you feel like you think, is it really that good? It is, because you've helped me out. That song's helped me out through some dark times, and I'm sure it's helped like many other people through some dark times as well.
And we've got
incredible.
We've got Edgehead in the chat. He said if someone asks him to name a Sonic song, Live and Learn is the first one that comes to mind.
Wow. There you go. Wow. Thank you. That's incredible. And so, the artist, like myself, you write first for the song, for the scene, for the feel. And then next you write for yourself, because you have to please yourself as an artist. It's like a painter who has this blank canvas, and now he needs to put the paint on the canvas, right? And he has to be pleased with it before he, displays it, right? It's the same exact thing for me. So I never really know. I always hope that it affects people, because that's the outcome that I want for everyone. But I never really know until it's out there. And that's why I always, question it, still. And I think that's hopefully a good thing, because, for me, it's important that I am always grateful, humble and grateful to the music and to the fans. So, thanks for saying that. That's awesome.
It seems to be a story with a lot of bands. Like they seem to create something at the time, and they're either making it for themselves, and they have absolutely no idea of the sort of the scale and the response that these things will get. So I guess on the other side of that, what songs do you feel like, oh yeah, that's a great song out of your Crush 40 repertoire, and sort of which? So these are questions from Ezra and Kit through TSS, and which songs resonate with you the most and why?
So, one of my favorites is I Am. I'm All of Me. I mean, to this day, I still get ultra excited singing it. There's just something about that song, and the writing process. So, there's one thing, once the song is mixed and it's out there and it's used, that's one thing, it's very exciting. But when you're creating it and, the purpose for me within that song may be different than your purpose when you hear it. You know what I mean? It may make you feel a different way when you hear it. And what I was trying to get out of that song was just the power that we all have within. And that's where it came from. I'm all of me. And it's the ownership that you have in yourself. It's the value that you have. It's the purpose that you have, that today a lot of people don't feel that. They don't feel like they're valuable. They don't feel like they have their place on this earth. They feel removed. They feel disconnected. They don't feel a part of it. And that's sometimes a very natural feeling. And so when I remember writing that song, and that's what its purpose was to make you understand that you are everything. I'm all of me. I'm everything. And when you and you've got to believe that and understand your purpose and value. So that is definitely one of my, that's my top two. Second one is What I'm Made Of. What I'm Made Of is just one of those songs where it's just an ass kicker. And it also falls in that, same, keeping everything positive. Let me show you, what I'm made of. And just an ass kicker, good feeling song, powerful, love to sing it. So those are my top two. If I keep going down, yeah, of course, Live and Learn's in there. What else? Let me think. There's so many damn.
I think it's definitely this is the thing that I'm amused you can remember how many songs, because I mean, again, you and June now have a 23-year repertoire of these things.
Oh man, really? Sure. You need batteries for the calculator. Okay, 23.
Yeah, it's all right. We're all feeling old now as well, so. Yeah. So I've got a few more questions from people in as well. Yeah. So Gigamax60 says, "Hi Johnny, I'm a big Crush 40 fan. I would really like it if Crush 40 would make more music for another Sonic game. Is that a possibility?"
Thank you for being a fan. Always appreciate that. Yes. So, although I can't give any exact, specifics always, because sometimes, I should say, most of the time it's a surprise to me. Sega's very, very top. They're very, very secretive with what's coming up next. But I will tell you that Crush 40 is always a consideration for a new game. Always. So I would, for me to say no, we'll never do another game. No, that's it. No, we're done. This is it. That would be completely false. So yes, there is always hope that we will do more games in the future, for sure.
Well, I think everybody hopes that as well. So for people who have sort of maybe don't know your background, Johnny, you've got two other, as you mentioned before, Hardline still going since 1992. Axel Rudi Pell, who you've been a vocalist with since 98.
98, yep.
How have those experiences differed to sort of catering to that AOR audience that, that sort of more, well, I guess particularly with Axel Rudi Pell, it's a very specific, it's more focused towards a European audience, definitely with Axel being Jim. How have those experiences differed from performing or writing songs for, say, Sonic fans?
It's interesting, man. I get this question a lot because it's really three different, sort of styles. Axel Rudi Pell is more of a European metal, as you described it, European sound. Hardline is a more commercial, AOR rock and roll, radio rock and roll, I think. And Crush 40 is its own brand, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I think it's melodic, it can be heavy, it can be radio, it's all those things. And somehow, don't ask me how, but somehow it all works together as far as, like a sort of a cross-pollination of fans between all these different bands. For me, it is very, I don't know, it's very easily managed going from Axel Rudi Pell to Crush 40 to Hardline, back to Crush 40 to ARP again. I can't really explain how it works, but for me, it is just, it's just music with a little bit different style. And my voice, for some reason, seems to just work in those three scenarios correctly. Now, if you ask me to sing a country song, it's not going to work. I'm just not country. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to start a country band. But for some reason, those three bands, the voice works equally in those three bands. And even though they're stylistically different, and then the fans cross-pollinate to all three bands, which has been such a blessing.
You say in that country, you did was it Dolly Parton you did a song with? Or not Dolly Parton, who am I thinking? Bonnie Tyler. Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah. Yes, oh, yeah. I did. Yep, I did. I did
that was great.
An Axel Rudi Pell song with her, and that was really cool. It was super cool.
So all of these bands are still going, Johnny. So I mean, you must be one of the hardest working people in rock at the minute to manage all of this. What's going on with each of these bands? Have you got any albums coming out? What's come out recently? Are you touring with any of these bands in the near future?
Great question. So these bands are alive and well. Let me tell you what's up next. So I wrote an album called, and yes, it is hard work. No, I am a hard-working guy, but it's not necessarily hard work when you love it, man. And I love making music. I'll first tell everyone that I'm working on album number. Are you ready? Everybody sitting? Some standing, some laying down. Album number 96. I have 95 completed albums in my career, which I didn't even believe. I had to go through and count everything. Okay, so Hardline has a brand new album that comes out July 9th, I think. 9th, yep. Called Heart, Mind, and Soul. Great album, you guys. You really want to lift your spirits, listen to this album. This is one of my favorites, really. I mean, I never really listened to my own stuff. I find that to be a little weird. And when I listen to it, I'm always critiquing it and like, what could I have done better? I should have done this. I should have done that, whatever. This album, I'm stuck to. And I'm listening to it in my ears every day. Every day I'm running a 5K every single day in preparation for a tour that kicks off in August. So Hardline will be on the road, as well as myself doing solo shows from August through the end of the year. So everyone just has to check out like rocks.com and you'll get updates on the website and then all the social feeds, the Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. Axel Rudi Pell has a brand new cover album called Diamonds Unlocked, and which we cover some really interesting artists. All the wish list of Axel Rudy Pell. We even do a Tom Jones song remake, ABBA. Some pretty interesting songs that we've turned into a metal Europe sound, which is kind of cool. And then with
There's a Van Halen track on there, isn't there? I think. Or...
What's that, Adam?
The Van Halen track that you're covering.
Yep, and the Van Halen track. That's Only One Way to Rock. Yep, One Way to Rock is out right now as a single, which was fun to cover. And then with Crush 40, we just had the amazing anniversary and the symphony show, and we are attempting and working on the idea to take that show around the world. I'm pushing hard for this because I think it would be the most amazing experience to be able to go to a major city, into a theater, and have the whole time capsule unleashed live on stage, music, animation, live characters, interaction. So that's what I'm working on personally with Crush 40. I really want to see that happen. I think it would just be mind-blowing. So that's the 3 main projects. And then I'm always working with other artists for other projects, singing a song here, a song there, and stuff like that. But yeah, August we hit the road, and I'm booked into, guys, you won't believe it. So my life is run by a 2-year calendar, and Jesus. I can't find 23-24 calendar, but I will tell you I'm in it. So I'm booked out into 24. So it's insane.
Goodness.
While we're talking about the symphony orchestra the other day, and you're talking about considering a worldwide tour, obviously the planning for that would take a large part of it, and it will go down the road and everything else. But I think I can speak for both Adam and Andy here when I can say that we'd really like maybe an album of. I'm going to use the name that I've personally tagged myself, and I'd like to hear like a whole album of orchestrally crushed tracks.
Oh, yeah, I'm writing that down. I'll give you 10%.
Yes.
Hey, there you go.
Sold it. That's it. Sold it. It's on the internet. Can't take it away from me.
That's a great idea. I like that.
But yeah, no, I think we like everyone's always hyped to hear a new version of a track, and I think the orchestral Crush 40 mix of Live and Learn was definitely a very different sound. Like it had the same overtones that we expect, but the orchestra adds definitely something, and I personally would like to hear an album worth of like stuff like that if it was doable.
Well, I certainly wouldn't rule that out. I think that's a great idea. I get a little nervous. I will tell you that I was a little nervous with the orchestration with Live and Learn. When you have a song that's that popular and that perfect in the view of many, I get a little nervous for screwing it up. You know what I mean? Thank God it didn't happen. It worked, and it worked really well. I keep listening to it myself. I keep going back and listening to it. So it really worked, but I won't tell you that I wasn't nervous. I was really nervous about it.
I get it, and I assume that you'd feel the very same way for like the personal favorites of yourself. Like I personally am a big What I'm Made Of fan as well, but that's only because I'm a big metal Sonic nerd. I've got a fan made drawing of Neo Metal Sonic on my wall, for God's sake, and I wore a t-shirt the Summer of Sonic about it. I'm a massive nerd for it, and I love that song. But I get it. You said I Am All of Me is like a big favorite of yours, and you'd probably, as a labor of love, probably be very wary about going into that with another kind of mix as well, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all a little bit frightening to take something in a different direction and play the game of can you top this? And especially when we all have our deep-rooted history in these songs, and then I get revamping it and revitalizing it and resuscitating it, but for an artist, you run the risk of like let's not screw it up. because then you've got this comparison out there that lives with you and scars you. It scars you for the rest of your life. Like, oh, when they came out with that one, it totally messed up the song. I loved it, the original version, but I don't like the new version. You run all that risk. So sometimes, even June about doing some stuff with Live and Learn in a completely different way, and I'm like, oh God, bro, I don't know. Why would you? Why? Like, why would you touch that? Just let's just leave that. Just leave it. So anyway,
I think
you can never tell.
I think Adam might be able to confirm, but I think "Open Your Heart" is one of the most officially remixed Crush 40 songs that exists out there.
Oh God, there's countless numbers of them. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny, you guys? I just realized that also. Call me out of touch or call me busy. I think busy is better. But when I was watching the anniversary show, and YouTube is putting up all kinds of suggestions and things like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the number of remakes for Crush 40 songs. And it's such an honor that someone would want to do one of our songs and do these remixes and stuff. And I listen to them. In case anyone's wondering, I listen to them. And I love it. And I love the spin that people put on the songs and their voice, singing my lyrics. And it's, man, what an honor and a thrill.
Cool. Adam, you got more questions from?
I think I'm just about at the end of it. I've got a few messages from people again. Jordan Myers has messaged in to TSS. Says, just want to say, Johnny, that I really appreciate all the contributions that you've made to the Sonic franchise. Again, this is a message we've been saying over and over again. There's no telling how many times I've listened to Live and Learn, Live Life. And it's interesting you say the remixes. They say they especially listen to the 2007 remix. And Greenlight Ride as well. Also, I really love Greenlight Ride. I think that's a fantastic track. And they just said thank you for all these fantastic songs.
Mm.
Oh wow, thank you guys. Are you kidding me? It's a franchise. We call it the Sonic Sega franchise, but to me, it's a family, and that you're a family when we've all been together for so many years and continue to go back in time and relive those songs in the past and then continue forward. It's a family that I am so grateful and truly get it now. I truly get it. It's taken me a long time, but I truly get it and understand it. And I'm so appreciative to have this platform to be able to sing and create and make people happy. Just love it. I love everybody.
Okay, Andy, you got any questions yourself that you want to ask?
I'm trying to think because the one question I had, but I already got answered, was I was going to be like, how did you get into like being able to work with video games? The one thing I'm gonna flip on that with it. Since being able to doing the NASCAR arcade game, doing the Sonic games, is there like over the years, have you been able to play any games at all? Any of the Sonic games? Was there one in particular that you when you first started making the music for it, you're like, yeah, I really feel this. I feel like this is going to be a good game. We can make a good song for it. And then you ever maybe saw the game firsthand or played it and you thought you felt really good for it? Was there a specific game that comes to mind for you in terms of that?
Boy, I wish I could answer this and Andy, and say, yeah, I got deep into Adventure 2 and I was this level. Bro, I am a horrible gamer. I don't know why. It's probably because my concentration level and my time is so limited. So I'm an oxymoron rocker guy. I watch the sun come up. I'm up really early and I just don't stop during the day. So for me to take the time to even get good, relatively good at gaming, is not me. I will tell you that when my son was small, we were into All Stars Racing. and which I don't think I had anything to do with that game. I don't know. Was I on there a little bit? Maybe some. I don't know. But that was it, man. And pre that game, it was Frogger and Pong. So and you know what? I kind of like it that way, and I'll tell you why. Because I feed off of the excitement from you guys on what's happening in the game, and I just feed off of that, knowing that when I'm working on the next game, it sort of drives what I know I need to do. And I think that if I get like intimately involved with the game, I'm fearful that I may take a different, position in the way I write. You know what I mean? I'm weird that way. And a lot of artists are a little strange that way, and I certainly am. I just don't want to. I'm just good without gaming. I'll let you guys do that part, and I'm just going to focus on the music. So no, I never got into the games. Like June would send me after the games were out, and I have all my games all wrapped up. They're literally in their original wrapper. I've never opened a game. Get them
on eBay, Johnny. Get them on eBay.
Get them on eBay. Make a signature on it.
Signed by. Yeah.
Signed by the man, the myth, the legend.
Well, I will. I've been thinking. I was speaking to my family about offering a lot of these up as to charity. And because I will tell you, I will never play them. I love having them. They're part of my history with the franchise and with everyone. But they'd probably be better suited in other hands than my own. That's for sure. Because I can't game. I suck.
That's totally fair. We got a few messages in my chat just to quickly pass through. I think there's like one question, but there's two comments that I want to pass over to you, Johnny. One's from Kira, who says, "I can't lie, even if I didn't listen to it for ages, I still remember most of the lyrics for Sonic Heroes. Crush 40 doesn't just make game music, they make memorable tracks." And that's from Kira.
Thank you, Kira. Thank you so much. And I can tell you, I have 100% full memory recall on writing that. I could tell you where I was. I was in Los Angeles. I was in my own studio in my home, and I was sitting with Jun Sonoy. He was explaining the melody of that song. He's saying he's just telling me what he heard, like Sonic Heroes. And he goes, "I want to have like another Heroes. I said, I got it. And then he sat there and I worked, and he was like, yes. And that was it, man. I mean, I have full recall. He was sitting to my right, sitting on the left side. It's ingrained. So that was a great lifelong memory creating that song. Never forget it.
That's amazing. That's really thank you for giving us that story of it and how it came to be. That's like a little bit of history there, and that's really wonderful to hear that that both of you got super excited about wanting to make that melody, and then what a melody it was.
Oh, Andy, we jump up and down like little kids when we come up with something like yes and jump. Yeah, I mean if that's part of it, when you create something and you're proud of it and it works, and I full recall on that song. Some of the other ones I don't as much, which is interesting. I remember just a quick short story. I remember taking my family on this, I had this like a tour bus, and they wanted to go across the United States. The last thing an artist wants to do, because I've been around the world about 1,740 times, the last thing you want to do is jump in a tour bus and go from state to state with your family looking at sites and tourist things. But I did it anyway, because of course I have to be a good dad. But I remember June contacting me saying, "We have a deadline." I can't remember which song it is, and it's driving me crazy. He may remember. I'm going to have to ask him. But I had to pull the RV over, and I said, "Family, you guys have to go and play, go do something, go to go to a swimming pool, do something. I have to write a song today." And I can't, I will find out which one it is, but I literally wrote a game song in the middle of that vacation tour.
Probably Live and Learn.
Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows? Just quickly as well. Sorry, Adam.
Sorry, Andy. I was going to say there's one question in the chat which is quite nice. So, Johnny, the first Summer of Sonic, so this was 2010, was, I guess, the first opportunity you had to meet Crush 40 fans for good. Were you nervous in that first gig, or what were your preconceptions of what you got yourself into?
What was I nervous? Well, I'm not one to get nervous. I get excited and anxious, because I'm like, it's like, 5 minutes before showtime. I'm not nervous. I'm just like, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So I didn't know what to expect. And so when you don't know what to expect, for me, I'm not fearful. So I was literally blown away, though. Again, that was a taste of what the future was going to be, being part of the franchise. And so, yeah, I was blown away at the excitement, and yeah, that will go down in history for me for sure. Blown away. I have no words. It's just incredible. And again, as years go on and on, 2011, 12, 13, 14, I mean, it gets bigger and bigger. And then I'm playing, I'm selling out shows in Russia, and half the audience are Sonic fans, and they all have Sonic shirts on. Then I'm really scratching my head. I'm going, wait a minute, I'm in Moscow, I'm in St. Petersburg, and people are singing Sonic songs in the audience. It's mind-blowing, you guys. It's absolutely, at points of my life, I can't even comprehend it. So what I've been doing lately, because of these crazy COVID times, is I started writing a book. Now, I started writing this book back in, when I realized, this is years ago at an event, when I realized how this music touched people and how people needed this music, people, of all ages. And I said, wait a minute, I have to write a book about this. I'm working on a book called Rags to Riches Minus the Gold. And it's interesting because it's sort of like an autobiography, and I'm doing it slowly. It may take me another few years to finish, but Sega, Sonic, and the fans are a major part of this book. Major.
Oh well, we can't. I'm sure I speak for everybody here that we can't wait to just get that in our hands and read that.
Absolutely,
yeah, definitely.
So I've got one.
It's only 3 pages long, so it's a real quick read.
It's all right. No, that's fine. So I've got
it's a haiku.
I've got a couple of things in my chat quickly, Johnny, and I think Andy might have one or two more in his. So
yes.
I've got Serio in my chat who's gone, Johnny was incredible in the 30th anniversary show. Loved how excited it was. It was contagious. And they also say that when they discovered Hardline, they couldn't stop listening to Love Leads the Way. It's such a beautiful song.
Wow. Thank you. When love leads the way, two hearts never stray. What a great song. That was a song that was on the Japanese-only version, and the rest of the world was so mad that song was not on their album that we ended up selling hundreds of thousands of Japanese version of Double Eclipse as an import to the U.S. It was insane because that song was not on it. So thank you so much. I love that song too, and it's going to be part of a few shows that I'm doing this year. So that song's going to come back to life in the set.
There we go. And finally, before we jump over to Andy's chat for the last couple of messages over there, I've got Toxic Crumpet who says, Open Your Heart was also a super fantastic song that kept him going through the dark times as well. So thank you very much for that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I remember I did an event and I didn't have Open Your Heart in the set. Let me tell you, I'll never make that mistake again. I didn't realize. It was almost like I almost got beat up in the parking lot. It was not quite, but Yeah, what a song, and love singing it.
Cool. Andy, your chat.
Awesome. Yes, so I've got Speedstar76, or aka Terry, a good friend of ours, who says, not a question, but more thanks for all he does for the fans. Johnny, you took his time speaking to Tyler, which is Terry's son, when he was young. That talk stayed with Tyler and inspired him. Tyler is now 20 years old. He was 10 when you met him, Johnny. Just nice to pass on the love.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's exactly what I mean, you guys. That's what I'm talking about. If you could see the hair on my arms, it's standing stick straight up. And that's why I do this. That's why
I refuse to believe that Tyler's 20 years old. That's
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like I remember all the Summer of Sonics as well that I've met the guys. Like it's insane. Like
wow.
Johnny will know Kiel. So Kiel's one of our Dutch friends, and he's done a lot of the video editing for some of the Crush 40 tracks. He's now a 20-something-year-old successful.
Oh my goodness!
In my mind, he's still like a 12-year-old kid coming to a Crush 40 gig.
yeah, it's incredible, you guys. It's just it's incredible. Oh, that's awesome.
And
one last
message as well. This is from DVD Smith, who says, I think there is a question on here. It says, hey guys, just want to say thanks to Johnny for coming to all the conventions like Summer of Sonic. Seeing Crush 40 live was a dream come true. Did Johnny feel any nerves about going to those sorts of events and meeting all the Crush 40 fans for the first time? And had you done anything like that before?
So again, I don't really get nervous. I get anxious. But I always want a great result. So if I do have some nerves, it is more post nerves than pre nerves. I just want to make sure that everyone has a spectacular time and that the show goes well and there's no glitches or no, technical difficulties and things like that. I mean, these are all the things that are swirling in your head because it's never a perfect world when it's live, right? So it's always a thrill to meet the fans. And, there were events where June and I would literally spend hours, 2, 3, 4 hours with fans, just talking to them, signing things. And why? Because we know that without the fans, we're nothing. And I say this on every interview that I give, whether it's radio, TV, magazine, that I am extremely humble and grateful. Because without the fans, what am I really? I'm a voice. I'm just a voice that's out there. And there's a lot of great voices out there. We see all the talent shows on television. There's a lot of great voices that are never really heard, right? So I wake up every day and go, thank you guys. Thank you for allowing me. So please don't thank me. I thank you for allowing me to be able to continue doing what I love, and that is affecting people in the best way I possibly can through music.
Brilliant. Well, I think that is an adequate way to finish off, unless you've got anything left, Adam?
Nothing worth opening my mouth for.
No worries. All right. Well, all I can really say is from myself and Andy, thank you very much for your time, both Johnny and Adam. I know time for all of us is it's a scarce resource these days in today's time. So thank you very much for spending a little bit of your time with us and talking to both Andy and my Twitch chats as well. I hear a cat. I'm going to guess Cooper's awake.
Cooper has just woken up, so I'm going to have to go and feed him.
No worries. But thank you very much for your time, Adam, at the very least. And thank you very much, Johnny, as well. It was an absolute pleasure to have you both on.
Well, thank you. And just, on that note as well, guys, congrats on what you're doing here, raising all this money for charity. It's a great cause.
Someone please send me the charity link.
I will.
I'll do that right now.
Yeah, sure, cool. And then I'll wrap up then. Brilliant stuff. Yep. So thank you once again, Johnny. Obviously they should. What's the best way for them to catch up? I know you've got a Twitter account. Is that still some of the best places? Or is it Facebook as well that's the best way for them to catch you?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and hardlinerocks.com always has the connects between all the social platforms, and yeah.
Super.
And
and one last thing, no worries. I think one last thing before I go. We had Mike Pollock earlier on, just before you guys came on, and he said to say hello to you as well.
Oh, cool. Send my best back.
No worries. We'll thank everybody on Twitter later on. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you again. Adam, as I've said to Sven, we'll get the VODs up when we can, and I'll let Sven and yourself know when they'll be going up so you can get them all over on TSS and everything else. But thank you very much for your time. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be here for about another 20 minutes, just wrapping up before we'll be passing the love over to one Sonic Yoda, who will be taking over from us into the evening. So, yeah. I think that's about it. I believe, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Just again, I say, Adam, it's good to chat with you again, mate. I miss you, and look forward to actually catching up with you again soon.
Yeah, good to see you too, pal.
Yeah. I miss that old bloke too. I miss that old bloke too.
Old bloke, yeah.
Old bloke. And Johnny, thank you again, as what Pete said. Thank you for taking your time out just to come talk to us, tell us some stories, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. And just from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much.
Oh, brother, thank you too, man. Thank you. You're doing wonderful things, man. Let's keep it all going. Take care, everybody. Be well. Be safe. I'll see you out there soon.
Take care,
as soon
Johnny.
as I can.
No worries.
Yeah, take care, Johnny.